And there I'm showing you a picture of the shifter completed, other than cutting the fender, which we'll get to that in a later video. Now I'll show you underneath there. Some of this camera work's not exactly accurate because my aim sucks. I can't see what I'm trying to shoot at. But yeah, we'll get it turned around here in a minute. There you go. Now you're being able to see it go back and forth when I move the handle, shifting through all the gears. Explaining that I have to put some shims on the other side of it to lock it on there, so it can't go anywhere. And here we go with the engine part of it. I gotta take that oil drain right there off, put it on the other side so it'll steer right and it won't drain onto the steering rod. I want to pull the top off the engine and check it for a mouse house and all that good stuff. And I want to take the starter off and completely tear it apart, clean it up, put it back together, put it back on there so it'll work like it's supposed to. And then I'm working on pulleys and other things like that, and wiring and all that fun. And there I'm explaining what I want to do with the wiring switch panel when it comes in, and the tethered kill switch and all that good stuff, which I'll also show in another video. And that's where I'm going to put the tethered kill switch. As you can see, the fender's on this side. And we come over here, and I got the fender on that side all cut so the shifter will go into it. And it all works. And I show again another shot of the shifter linkage going to the transaxle, doing its job. And that little plug right there is the one I'm going to take out and take the pipe off the other side and put it into that hole, put the plug on the other side so it's plugged up. And I can drain the oil from the other side of the engine. Now I'm getting ready to drop the thing down after the camera put back in the tripod. Gotta drop it down so I can drain the oil, get that plug changed over and stuff, and start doing the other things I talked about earlier here, which is the starter, taking the top off the engine to make sure there's no mouse house in there and get it all cleaned out. I'll have to go get some wrenches. And now I'm going to set it down so I can drain the oil out of it. Have a little fupa here because I put it in gears with the rear tires on I roll. There we go, we got it put into neutral. And it still rolls, but I didn't pay attention to the angle of it, so I rolled it into the garage. And things just went south here, as you can see right there. Not exactly what I had planned, but whatever. It's down on the ground. That's all that matters. I get the chains unhooked from it so I can get it up underneath the thing. You gotta go get a drain pan. So I'll have something to drain the oil into. I'm gonna go over the ground and make a really big mess. There we go, oil draining. And now I'm going to push the hoist around the other side of the tractor and hook the chain back onto it on one side so I can pick it up and the oil will drain out of it a little bit better. And there, how the oil can drain. And now I start taking off the top cover of the engine so I can see what kind of mouse house and whatever we have in there, if anything. More rambling on aimlessly while I'm doing all of this about YouTube and just starting and yada yada yada, you know, yeah. Same boring thing. But just trying to fill the air, like basically what I'm doing right now. But I can't get rid of all the work that I do on this thing to make the videos shorter. And maybe a little bit better, I don't know. Someday when you all start commenting on all this stuff to let me know things, I can make the videos better for you. Make it more something that you're interested in seeing. Which I am working on. I do have a brand new video coming out on another project that I got, which I'll be posting out here possibly next week. Or maybe I'll do another video this week, I don't know. All depends on how the editing goes. Lord knows there's enough projects to do. And I'll have to go get another wrench or something. I don't know. I really wish I didn't mess up and have music playing in the background. It'd been a lot easier to get these videos out without having to do this voiceover thing a year or so later. But hey, you know, I'm learning. It's a learning curve. In doing this, at least I can get the videos out there so you can all have something to watch. And trying to take the top bit off, but suddenly realizing that I left a bolt on the other side of the engine, like a bonehead. That's a long-winded bolt right there. But that's alright, you know? Yeah. And it's going through that bracket that holds the throttle cable and choke cable. And there, we have mental breakdown. Top is off. Now, I don't think there was much mouse house in there at all, so. But I can't remember for sure. I think it was pretty clean. Hence the fact of why I'm not going to get an airline to blow it out. And scraping or digging devices to get it out of there. Starting to check out the starter bolts and see what I gotta do to get that off. There's really only 2 bolts that hold that on, other than the wires. I got one of them out and I went to take another one out, but it was the wrong bolt. So I put that one back in and get underneath the flywheel where the second bolt for the starter is, which is a real pain in the butt to get to. But I get there eventually. And I take the starter off and I can tear it all apart and get it all cleaned up. And put back on eventually, working like it's supposed to. Like that bolt right there I'm working on, I didn't need to take out because it doesn't hold starter on. Just having a old fart syndrome moment there or something. Not really paying attention to what I was doing, I guess. But it happens. And there we're back again. I gotta take that tin off the side of the engine so I can get a wrench down into where the starter is to get the second bolt. Once I realized I was taking out the wrong one, and put that one back in. Now I gotta get that tin out of the way so I can get a wrench down into where the second starter bolt is so I can get it out. And went through all that, got it all done, and got everything all put back together. Starter all cleaned up and ready to go. Now we're walking back into the disaster zone of a garage here. And there's the brand new electrical panel, so to speak, with the starter button and all the toggle switches. And I'm going to use that one as my main power. And then here we have the tethered kill switch, which is going to be my second kill switch on this tractor. One would be one of the toggle switches on that panel. And that tethered kill switch. So if the wife and I are riding down the trails and one of us dumps our machine, when we fall off, we'll have that tethered kill switch attached to ourselves. So if we fall off, it pops off the switch and shuts the machine down so it doesn't keep running and trying to drive over us or somebody else. Just an extra little layer of safety. And now I'm moving on to getting pulleys put back on the engine. I have to sand down the crankshaft where the pulley for the motor goes on by the engine. I'll have to sand down the pulley a little bit because it's been out in the weather and got rusted up a little. So you'll see me fighting with that to get this thing put back together that way. And then realizing when I put the engine on, I didn't get it back in the exact spot where it was supposed to be because of the way the engine is designed compared to what came off it. So I have to create a idler pulley, which I will do and have in the next video. which is already out. So you get to see the other video first before you see this one, but oh well, it happens. Get into there with sandpaper and a sanding sponge so I can clean up the shaft, get the rust off it, and make it easier to get the pulleys on. And there we go. Now we get the pulley in hand. Roll up a piece of sandpaper so I can get it down inside where the shaft, crankshaft goes on the engine through the pulley. Get that all sanded up so it'll slide together nice and easy. Not fight and give me headaches. I reach up under and try to put it on. Slides right on, slicker than goose grease. Now I gotta go get an Allen wrench. It's got 2 Allen screws on it, tightening it down onto the shaft. And 1 Allen screw that'll hold the keyway in place. And back under we go. Get it all slid into place and get it lined up. Get the Allen screws tightened up. And in the process of doing all that's when I realized that I need the extra idler pulley under there. And that's all done. Now I'm digging through the pile of rubble I got over there, which is a bunch of pieces parts, to get belt keeps out so I can get them put on and the belt will stay on it. And one belt keep I just threw on the ground there that's off a different lawnmower I tore apart. That's why it's in the pile of parts over there. And I'm off digging up wrenches and whatever. And the belt keep that I made for the engine is that thing right there. Taking a drink of coffee. This is first thing in the morning out here. That's the fact of why I'm still wearing that shirt. It's rather brisk. The wife and I did have a lot of fun on these machines when they were both up and running. Right now they just kind of sit there. But they will be back out on the trails again. I'm going to actually attempt to get them both registered so I can take them on ATV trails and go riding. Whether it's just the wife and me, or if we actually meet up with some friends who have four-wheelers or whatever. I've also picked up a mini bike for myself, which is kind of a fun little machine. I will be getting another one for the wife, so she can go riding on a mini bike too if she wants. I'm going to pick up another one, well, two more at the least. One so I can have a regular mini bike for her, and one I'm going to take and make it into a three-wheeler basically. And so it'll be a little bit more comfortable for her to ride. Long dramatic pause here, but yeah, I'm just running out of things to talk about, so you can just sit back and listen to the music that I'll be having playing in the background. And when I move on to something new and different, or if I can think of something to say, then I'll just pop in here and say it. I get one of the belt keeps on, the one I made. And like I say, I'm not completely done with it yet. One more bolt sighting on it, and then that one will be done, and I can move on to the other one if I use it. Which I think I do. I don't remember for sure. Look what keeps flashing up on the screen there. Like, subscribe, follow, hit that little bell, and turn on the notifications so when I put out new videos, you'll be able to see them. There'll be a couple more which will be coming out, like what I'm doing here with the voiceover on it. But I do, like I said at the beginning of this, I do have a brand new project that I just picked up. And I'll be showing that to all of you too. And on that one, I have multiple camera angles and all that. I'm still learning this stuff, so be patient. We're getting there. The next video I think will be a lot better. Well, the newest video will be a lot better. Still, like I said, I have two more of these type videos here to do where I'm just going to sit here and talk all the way through it. And don't forget to comment on these things. If you don't comment and let me know what you want to see or what I can do better in these videos, then I'll never know what you really want. I can't make it more interesting for you if I don't know what kind of thing you like, what I could do better, other than not do it again so I have to do this voiceover thing. And I'll have my different cameras going so I can have point of view cameras, and you can actually be underneath there with me seeing what I'm doing. But we're just about at the end of this thing, so I'm going to say God bless, peace out, enjoy your life, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, get notified when I make any new videos. Hope you all enjoy this, and let me know what kind of things you want to see in the future, because I do have other builds coming up. So we'll see you all then.